This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, an inside look at a facility growing medical marijuana just miles from the Suncoast. Old Med, Florida planted their first cannabis seeds today at their new facility in Apollo Beach. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick taking you inside.
This large green warehouse sits on Route 41 in Apollo Beach. What used to be an old tomato packing facility is now a hub for growing medical marijuana.
The process start to finish will be about 4 months.
That timetable starts now. These seeds were just planted at the Alt Med Florida facility.
By starting with seed, we're making sure that we're not bringing plants in from the outside that may have disease or some other issues.
In another month, once the plants reach seedling size, they'll be transferred here to what CEO John Tipton calls the veg room.
We'll house about 1,200 mature plants.
Once those plants are about 4 feet tall, they'll be in this flower room with 150 lights beaming down on them every day. Once they bud, the company can extract the oil.
From there, we'll make our medicines, whether it be vape pens or transdermal patches or inhalers, creams. That will all be made here.
By March 2018, those products will be ready and available here on the Suncoast. Each and every year from here on out, this one plant alone will be able to produce at least 10,000 pounds of medical marijuana a year.
You can see in this room there are security cameras everywhere.
Security is tight at the facility. Each employee will be vetted and must pass a level 2 background check.
So there are security cameras everywhere you go. Our employees will have pocketless uniforms so that they can't carry anything out in their pockets.
And out front, you'll be met by a security guard with access to 24/7 surveillance. Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
An arrest has been made for burglaries at 2 businesses last week. Mark Simpson is being charged in connection to the break-ins and theft of 2 vehicles and thousands of dollars worth of equipment. Surveillance video shows Simpson allegedly using a waterproofing contractor's van to ram the doors to the business open. 2 of the company's vans were also broken into and a 3rd was missing. The reward for information leading to an arrest in Tampa's Seminole Heights murders is increasing once again. The $10,000 contribution by philanthropist David Straz raises the total reward to $110,000. Straz is considering a run for Tampa mayor. Police Chief Brian Dugan says the department has received thousands of tips, but are still asking for the public's help in those 4 murders. Anyone with any information about the shootings should call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-873-TIPS. And an update now on a serious crash earlier today in the parking lot of the Osprey Walmart. Investigators say an 86-year-old woman in a Toyota Camry hit the gas pedal instead of the brake near the post office and then drove through several bushes before hitting a Toyota Prius and rolling several times. Both drivers were taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital with serious injuries. The elderly woman was charged with careless driving. Major improvements are being made to the city of Venice's drinking water system. The majority of the city's pipes were laid in the 1950s and are being replaced, but this is leading to a concern from some of the residents about boil water advisories and specifically how residents are being informed. One woman says she wasn't even told about the advisory and that she worries that effect may have on her kids.
A lot of times I would get the door hanger that the boil order had been rescinded, and I never got the original one to boil the order.
The city suggests residents sign up for the Code Red system. It is a free automated call that will advise residents when they should boil their water. Well, let's get a check on your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Thanks, Jacqueline. A different night tonight, a little bit warmer than it has been. Last night, a little chilly, but now 65 degrees. The dew point number is coming up there, too. And it looks as though we have an east wind at 10 miles an hour, and the pressure continuing to hold steady or rise slightly across the state for that matter. But what we have is that cold front now down to our south. It's become stationary. It will now move northward as a warm front on Tuesday. You can see a few showers down there, too. Kind of picking up from Miami, stretching all the way over to Key West right now and in places in between. Looks as though we will see this continue to stay to our south through the next several hours, but the atmosphere is starting to moisten up a bit, and it will eventually track in our direction. So we'll keep a slight chance for a few morning showers in play. The winds are starting to pick up on the East Coast. Notice the new advisories now, small craft advisories for the East Coast. Nothing going on here for us here, but our winds will be a bit brisk to start things off in the morning. So mariners beware of 15 knots, not out of the question, with maybe some gusts up to 20. Temperatures right now, pretty warm, mid-60s now, 65 degrees in Sarasota. The Gulf water temperature at 72, 66 in Inglewood. A few degrees cooler in Northport and Arcadia, now at 63 degrees. And it looks as though low temperatures tonight will stay pretty much where they're at right now. We're not expecting too much more of a drop. With that east wind rather brisk now at 15 to almost 20 miles an hour in places. Sarasota at 16 out of the east northeast. And not as much yet down south, but still up to about 11 miles an hour at Minnesota Beach and Inglewood at 11. We'll talk more about the rain expected for this week. Yeah, and unfortunately into Thanksgiving. And we'll also talk about some interesting video that was sent in of something that was in the sky Saturday night. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. As one of the biggest holiday shopping weekends approaches, so does the stress that many feel during this time of year. According to a Healthline survey, 62% of people say their stress level is very or somewhat elevated during the holidays. The study shows people blame financial demands, interacting with family, and maintaining personal health habits as some key triggers. Some people on the Suncoast say, though, that they are not experiencing any holiday stress quite yet.
Does not stress me out. It's really a joyful time. My kids enjoy it. Everybody actually gets along for a change. It's kind of nice to see people happy.
Well, this year less stressful because my family's going for experiences and not gifts packages that you open.
To avoid some of the stress of the holiday season, officials suggest making a budget to avoid overspending, as well as exercise in following your regular eating and medication routines. And Floridians can expect to see a few more presents under the Christmas tree this year. Retailers in Florida are predicting a 3 to 3.5% increase in holiday sales for 2017. The average consumer expected to spend $967 on gifts, which would be a new record. Florida Retail Federation spokesman James Miller says the holiday season is the biggest time of the year for stores, with shops making 40 to 20% of their annual sales during the month before Christmas. This year, shoppers should continue to see businesses open their doors even earlier than on Black Friday.
We're definitely seeing a gradual shift towards being open on Thanksgiving, and then Black Friday is going to be huge again this year. Last year was the first year we saw where, depending on the studies you're looking at, where online shopping almost exceeded brick and mortar. So we expect that to continue.
Miller says the most popular gift ideas this year are 4K televisions, gift cards, and toys related to the Star Wars or Justice League movies. According to the Retail Federation, the sales forecast would have been even higher if it wasn't for the impacts left behind from Hurricane Irma, which has left many Florida consumers with less buying power this holiday season. And some stores are giving out some freebies for their first shoppers on Black Friday. Bed Bath & Beyond is giving out coupons for 20% off between 6 a.m. and noon, and it expires at the end of the day on Friday. JCPenney will open at 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving, and you can receive a $10, $100, or $500 coupon. And Petco is giving away a free pair of antlers for your dog or cat with any purchase on Friday and Saturday. And if you're thinking about getting out of town for Turkey Day, AAA says this holiday week from Wednesday to Sunday will be the busiest Thanksgiving travel week in 12 years. AAA projects nearly 51 million people will travel to their Turkey Day destination. If you're one of the nearly 4 million people flying, you may want to arrive early. The airport's going to be busier than in years past because tickets are the cheapest they've been in the past 4 years. If you're hitting the highway, expect more congestion than last year. 89% of all people traveling will be driving, which means 45.5 million people will be on roadways. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, President Donald Trump has put North Korea back on the list of state sponsors of terrorism. And a longtime television host apologizing today after being accused of sexual misconduct by 8 women.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. All Faiths Food Bank is passing out over 6,000 frozen turkeys for Thanksgiving. We'll tell you how you could get one tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
Well, a changing weather pattern promises us better rain chances each and every day this week. It varies from day to day, but we'll detail which days will have the highest chance for showers.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
A little chillier these days in the mornings and later in the evenings.
Well, it was 50 this morning. Yeah, upper 40s in some places too. You need a jacket or a sweater. But Saturday, different story though. It was warm before the front came in, and some folks saw some things going on in the sky. And here, get a look at it. This is a reported UFO, but get a look at it. You'll see it there. At first, I told her it looked like an airplane and maybe a jet. But then I zeroed in and actually edited a little bit more, and you can see what clearly is looks to be some sort of propulsion going on right there with a vehicle as it makes its way to the southwest. And this is from Palm Air looking toward the west just on Saturday evening. And there it is. I slowed it down super slow right there and zoomed in on it too. So that definitely looks like some sort of jet propulsion vehicle of some sort. Well, you make the call. I'll post that video again on my Facebook page. Just do a search at WWSB Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Well, this is nothing in the sky except for clouds and a beautiful sunset. Paul Taylor setting this one up. Siesta Key. Again, Siesta Key. Nice sunset tonight. And then another one, Cindy Desmond getting this from Ringling, looking out over Sarasota Bay. Look calm. Very calm conditions right there on the waters. And Fred Taylor from Casey Key. Fred, appreciate the photo. Keep them coming. Pics at mysuncoast.com. And that's where I got the video sent to as well. Not at Pics, but at my Facebook page. Again, at WWSB Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. KCK webcam showing a nice afternoon tonight or today, and then a nice sunset as well. You see a little bit more cloudiness, though, gathering off in the distance before the sun went below the horizon there. And that associated with a little low pressure area that's developing in the Gulf. On top of that, a warm front is going to be moving through tomorrow, which will increase our cloud cover. Right now, not too cloudy out there, but the dew point is at 58, and the winds are out of the east at 10. The pressure, 30.07 inches, which is high, and that continues to stay fairly high throughout the day tomorrow. High is 1 degree above the average at 79. Our average high is at 78 degrees, and the record high 88, set back in 1998. We could use a little bit of rain. We haven't had much at all in November. The grass looking rather dry out there now. We will see some shower activity tomorrow. Not much. Better chances come on Thanksgiving and on Friday as the system moves in. Lows tonight will be much warmer, at 15 degrees warmer than they were to start this morning off, at right around 65 degrees at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport, maybe a little cooler in some areas, and Tallahassee at 54, 70 in Naples. The highs tomorrow will still warm, though, upper 70s to right around 80 degrees, so it should be another warm, and it'll be muggier tomorrow. You'll notice that, and it looks as though the chance for showers is 50%. Not much chance for thunderstorms. We could see 1 or 2 popping up, especially inland. Then lows again on Wednesday morning into the low 60s up and down west central coast. And looks like here's the futurecast. This is a wider version of it, showing the front moving back northward. A lot of the storms will be to the north of us. This little area of low pressure kind of hooks up as well and kicks off to the northeast. And then we'll quiet down somewhat on Wednesday. The rain chance at 20%. But then notice what happens Wednesday night. Another area of disturbed weather in the Gulf moves in our direction for Thanksgiving. Now, this is a close-up version of the futurecast showing looks like clouds increasing and then a chance for a few spotty showers around 6 a.m. And then again, most of the activity, at least the heavier activity, if there is any, will be into the central portions of our viewing area. And then 9 a.m., maybe a few hanging right along the coastline. There's a very slight chance for an isolated thunderstorm across the peninsula tomorrow. Some very cold air, too, spilling southward into the central United States. That will stay mainly to our north throughout the next several days. Notice the rain starting to increase down to our south. And then this cold air will stay generally to the north of us as it pushes off to the east. And once again, more rain for the folks out west, and temperatures, there's that extreme cold now over the northern plain states now. 41 in Cleveland, 38 Nashville, and 46, pretty chilly in Atlanta. And that cold air, as I mentioned, stays basically to the north of us through the next several days, although Monday will start to get much cooler here. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast. East winds turn to the southeast later on in the day. They'll be at 15 knots to start the morning, subsiding in the afternoon. Seas running 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop out there. Water temperature cooling to 72 degrees. Tides upcoming. High tide at 12:14 and a low at 8:48 tomorrow morning. Mostly cloudy before sunrise, and then we'll see a 20% chance for some overnight showers. 66 for your low. And then tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies, a 50% chance for showers. Drops to 20 on Wednesday, back to 50 on Thanksgiving. And better chances on Friday. And we look good for the weekend, just a bit windy on Sunday. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. Going beyond just tough rhetoric, President Donald Trump has put North Korea back on the list of state sponsors of terrorism. The president made the announcement during a public meeting with his cabinet. Designating North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism imposes more sanctions, including various financial restrictions and limits on economic aid.
The United States is designating North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. Should have happened a long time ago, should have happened years ago. In addition to threatening the world by nuclear devastation, North Korea has repeatedly supported acts of international terrorism, including assassinations on foreign soil.
The Treasury Department is expected to give specifics on the sanctions Tuesday. North Korea has been designated as a state sponsor of terrorism before. Then President George W. Bush removed it from the list in 2008. Well, a second woman says Senator Al Franken inappropriately touched her in 2010 at the Minnesota State Fair. It's the first allegation of improper touching by Franken while he was in office. In a statement to CNN, Franken says he does not remember taking the photo, but feels, quote, badly that the woman felt disrespected. It comes just days after a local radio host in California said Franken forcibly kissed and groped her in 2006 on a USO tour. Franklin has issued an apology and faces a potential investigation by the Senate Ethics Committee. Meanwhile, latest charges of sexual harassment against a well-known figure, Charlie Rose, the iconic journalist. PBS is halting production and distribution of the Charlie Rose Show, and both CBS and Bloomberg have suspended the veteran newscaster following accusations of sexual harassment and assault. ABC's Lana Zach has the story from Washington.
8 women are telling the Washington Post that Charlie Rose, the host of PBS's Charlie Rose Show, and CBS This Morning made unwanted sexual advances towards them.
Charlie Rose.
All of the women worked for or wanted to work at the PBS interview show. Kyle Godfrey Ryan was one of them. She says that while she worked as an assistant to Rose, there were at least a dozen instances where Rose walked nude in front of her, and she alleges she was fired after she told a mutual friend about Rose's behavior. Earlier this year, Rose spoke to a reporter about the sexual harassment claims being made against another TV broadcaster, Bill O'Reilly.
All of the cases that raise the issue of sexual harassment, which is a terrible thing, and has probably been not exposed enough, not enough in sense of attention in the past, so that people were afraid to come forward. I think people are coming forward now.
Now confronted with his own accusations of impropriety, Rose has provided this statement, writing, "It is essential that these women know I hear them and that I deeply apologize for my inappropriate behavior. I am greatly embarrassed." He went on to say, "I always felt that I was pursuing shared feelings, even though I now realize I was mistaken." Several of the accusers say they told Yvette Vega, Rose's longtime executive producer, about their experiences. One woman described Vega's response as a shrug and saying, "That's just Charlie being Charlie." Vega now says, "I failed. It is crushing. I deeply regret not helping them." Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Well, sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
We are live from Brooklyn, New York. Hey, look at me, DJ Khaled, live from Brooklyn on the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
America. Drug addiction is plaguing our great country. Every minute of every day, one of our citizens is rushed to the emergency room with a drug overdose. Many will never leave, never see the dawn of a new tomorrow in our great nation. Call Make America Sober Again now, before this disease destroys your family, your friends, your country. If you or someone you know is struggling with a drug or alcohol addiction, make the next minute in your life count. Make America Sober Again is committed to connecting you with someone compassionate and caring to help you right now. Call now and be connected to a treatment center in our network. Call Make America Sober Again now.
Call 800-793-6592. That's 800-793-6592.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you.
Now, sports.
The Buccaneers will play another game without starting quarterback Jameis Winston. Head coach Dirk Cutter says doctors are advising Winston skip this Sunday's game against Atlanta. Winston has missed the last 2 games because of an injured shoulder. The Bucs have won both of them with backup quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, including yesterday's 30-20 win in Miami. Winston is also the subject of an NFL investigation into allegations that he groped a female Uber driver in 2016. Winston has denied those allegations. The Florida Gators' search for a new football coach continues with a big name. The Associated Press reporting former Oregon coach Chip Kelly met with university officials Sunday in New Hampshire. Kelly was hugely successful at Oregon, posting a 46-7 record over 4 seasons there. The Gators will finish out a disappointing season this Saturday against cross-state rival Florida State. And a famed Atlanta sporting venue came tumbling down this morning. An implosion took down the Georgia Dome. When the dust cleared, 2 sections of the dome's outside walls were still standing. The lead demolition contractor says those sections will be mechanically demolished. The dome was home to the NFL's Atlanta Falcons for 25 years. It was actually the only facility in the world to host the Olympics, Super Bowl, and Final Four. Mercedes-Benz Stadium opened adjacent to the dome just in time for football season this year, and plans are underway to replace the dome with a hotel, parking, and green space. Well, she became a viral sensation after Hurricane Irma. You've probably seen the video of Sister Margaret Ann. She's the principal of Archbishop Coleman Carroll High School in Miami. Video showed her using a chainsaw to clear debris at her school after the hurricane. The aptly nicknamed Chainsaw Nun was honored on Friday by the Miami Heat. Sister Margaret Ann was awarded a timepiece and a $5,000 contribution, which will go to the charity of her choice. Well, that's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I'll be right back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention iPhone and iPad users. If you have the ABC7 News app on your devices, you must download the new version now before your current app expires on November 30th. Android users, you'll get the new version automatically. But iOS users, if you want to keep getting breaking news and weather alerts, video on demand, ABC7 live streaming and more, search My Suncoast in the App Store and download the all-new ABC7 News app now before yours expires. The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Definitely want to keep that light jacket handy possibly tomorrow morning if you're taking the dog out for a walk or anything.
Yeah, not as bad as this morning, though. Okay. I mean, this morning was 49, 50 degrees in places. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, 65. Okay. So that's a lot warmer.
A little better.
Yeah, right around 66 at the airport, 78 for a high, 50% chance for a few showers, again, scattered about throughout the day. I think better chance for some more action on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, and a lot of folks will be eating and watching football, I guess.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Bob. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.